How's it going, everybody? Tim here, back with another video. So anybody who's followed me or followed this channel for any length of time knows that one of our main messages here is living your dream life. Figuring out what you want to do, what your dreams are, going after them, and ultimately fulfilling them, living your dream life. One of my main messages. But I think it's equally important to address that sometimes you can take the leap, you can muster up the courage, and you can decide to do all the things needed to be done to go after your dream life. And then time can pass and maybe it doesn't work out. Maybe you did everything you thought you needed to do to live your dream life. You're putting in the work, all of that, and it just has not worked out. In fact, maybe it seems like things have gotten worse in your life. I want to talk about that today. What do you do when chasing your dreams doesn't work out? When going after your dream life goes wrong? And the first thing I want to say on that note is that we like to look at going after our dreams typically in a very linear fashion. I'm here, my dreams are here, I just got to close that gap and get there. Almost like it's a straight path. I don't think the universe, God, works this way, right? And I do believe it's like a partnership. I think we have to put in the work we have to put in, and there's some other force out there. You can call it what you want to call it, label it what you want to label it, but I think there's another force out there that helps us as well. And while we have very human, linear thinking, I think that other force does not, okay? And so sometimes, I think while it may seem like the path we're headed down trying to get to our dreams has hit a dead end and maybe things aren't going the way we want them to go in our life, you could still be on the path. I think we need to start seeing going after our dreams and our dream life as just like this lifelong journey until we get there. Because if we decide, oh, I'm going to get it just on this path, do it this way, anytime there's an obstacle, a stumbling block or whatever, especially if like the obstacle lasts for a long period of time or takes us through a lot of difficulties, we're going to think, okay, this wasn't the right move. Going after these dreams aren't working out. When in all actuality, I feel like going after our dreams, chasing our dream life, it's kind of like being on the Greyhound bus. Okay, the way the universe takes us to our dreams, I think is less like a 40-yard dash and more like a 2-day trip on the Greyhound bus, right? I started, well, not started, but one of the channels I had on YouTube in the beginning of kind of my YouTube content creator journey was called The Greyhound Guru. I talked a lot about the Greyhound bus. Some of y'all OGs might remember, and because I've done multiple 2-day, 3-day trips on Greyhound, Florida to Montana, Montana to Florida. And I'm here to tell you, Greyhound will get you from Tallahassee to Bozeman, but it's gonna take you through so many cities and towns, most of which you've never heard of. It's gonna stop at all these backwater Arby's and Wendy's for you to eat and use the bathroom. You're gonna have these long layovers at stations. It'll get to the point sometimes you're like, what am I doing? I just want to get to my destination. You will really start to question the wisdom of taking that 2-day trip about a day into that trip, right? But eventually you will get to your destination. I think this is how life takes us to our dreams. We think it's very logical, very linear, do this, do that, do that, I'm there. No. So I think sometimes the failing that's happening as we're going to our dreams is just part of getting to our dreams. We might have a 2-year plan, and at the end of the 2 years, we ain't got there yet. It might be a goal that's just going to take longer than 2 years, right? Life takes us through things. It takes us on different routes, and I firmly believe it's all for our benefit, okay? I might think, oh, I can get this accomplished in this amount of time, but life knows, the universe knows, God knows that maybe if you got to that dream, maybe if I, got to this goal I want in that amount of time, I wouldn't be ready. Life is one big learning lesson. We're always learning, we're always being taught. Hopefully we're always growing because of the learning. There might be things you and I need to learn. There might be some growth that needs to happen before we get to that goal. The worst thing that could happen could be like we get to our dream life and we're not ready for it, and it blows up in our face, right? It's much better to be taken through all the things we need to be taken through, to be taken on the route that we need to be taken on. Learn what we need to learn. Grow in areas we need to grow, like experience what we need to experience, and then get there when the time is right. I also think like sometimes we have to earn these dream lives, okay? There's a level of arrogance there, folks. There's a level of human arrogance there where we ask for these amazing, awesome, beautiful lives. You know, if you're a part of this community, you follow this channel, you know, we say dream with the lid off, okay? Dream way outside the box. I want you to dream so far outside the box, you can't even see the box no more. Is there a box back there? I don't even see it no more. Who took the box? I don't even see the box. Like dream that far away outside the box, right? So there's some human arrogance there. If we're dreaming these huge dreams and we have these ideals for these amazing, magical lives, but then we think we can plot it on these very basic plots, these very basic courses. Oh, I just need to do this, and I'm there. There's some arrogance there. I think the universe, I think God is like, hey, we gonna get there. We gonna get there. But you're going to have to put in the work to show like you deserve it. You're going to have to put in the work to show that like you're going to live this life. You're not just going to like get it quickly. Like everything has to be earned in this life. And so I think that's part of it too. Sometimes when it seems like things just are not working out, I took the leap, I quit my job, I started this, I'm doing that. It might just be that like we're going the long scenic route. You know what I mean? And that long scenic route is going to show us some things, going to teach us some things that are going to help us to get where we need to go. Because here's the thing, like we can't, and this is good, we can't see the full path. So there might be some things in the path further along, a year up the road, year and a half up the road, whatever, that we're going to have to deal with that we're woefully unprepared for right now. Life, I think, a lot of times takes us through certain things that prepares us. It's not about like getting to where you need to go or where we're trying to go. It's about getting there and being prepared and being able to like live it. There's no point in like getting to your dream life if you can't live it. I think it's all part of the process, right? We may seem like failures. Oh, I tried. And people will probably tell you, oh, you tried to do that. It didn't work out. I told you shouldn't have tried. That might all be part of it. The worst thing would happen would be like we give up too soon. If you have big dreams, if we have big dreams and we really want to go after them and like have them, it should be like our total focus. And if something's our total focus, even when it seems like it's not going right, or we get to a point where we're just like, I don't know what to do next. I can't figure it out. It was going along smoothly, then got derailed. For me, my advice is like, in my life when this happened, because it happens to me, I just take like the next step. Whatever the next step seems to be, I take that. And sometimes it seems like we may have to take steps back. Sometimes the next step might seem like a step back. But when we realize ultimately it's all going in the right direction, we realize like it's okay to take a step back to take 5 forward. It's okay to take a few steps to the left to come back later. You know, it's kind of like on a hike. Sometimes when you're hiking, the hike takes you all kind of places. The trail might go back. The trail doesn't always have to go forward. Sometimes the trail goes up, it goes down, it goes to the left. Sometimes you circle back, you come back around, but you know the whole time you're going forward. A lot of times when it seems like our dreams aren't working out, it's just us being rerouted in different directions that we need to go. But if we stay with that same focus, the same goal, we're still headed in that direction. No one can stop you from heading in the direction of your dreams if you insist on heading in the direction of your dreams. It don't matter how many switchbacks and step backs you have to take. If you're looking in that direction and you're saying, I'm always headed in that direction, it doesn't matter what happens. I think that's part of the process. I think life tests us. You know, sometimes we got to earn the steps forward. You know, it's not always going to be easy. And I know people like myself and other motivational speakers and people on the internet, we have to initially present it in a way that makes people feel like it's possible, because it is. Like you have to lead with the, yes, I did this, it worked out, boom, 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 because that's the only way to get people excited. You can't lead with chase your dreams, but it'll seem like it's not working out. Like, you have to lead with chase your dreams and you'll get there, because you will. But I think it's important to come back and also say there will be struggles. There will be setbacks. There will be times you doubt if this is the right course. But if it's what you really want to do, even if it's not currently working out, it's still the right course. Now, I think it's also important to understand that there will be a small percentage of times in life where it comes back to you, nah, this isn't it. You might change your mind. You might think you have a certain dream and you're going after it, and then it comes back to you, like, after self-reflection, talking with your friends who really care about you and don't have an agenda. It might come back to you like, hey, maybe this isn't it. If you deeply and like internally and you decide like, yeah, maybe this dream isn't for me anymore, there are times it's cool then to change dreams, but not because it's hard, or not because you're feeling discouraged, or not because your friends tell you to, but because you truly feel like, yeah, maybe this isn't for me. And like, it's a feeling that you'll know. Like, deep down inside, we know whether we're pivoting or switching up because it's rough and we don't know what to do, or whether we're pivoting and switching because that's not a dream that we want to pursue anymore. And a good way to know why we're doing either one is like, do you still want to do that? You know, do I still want to do what I set out to do? And if the answer is yes, and you're giving it up, it's probably because you just think it's not possible, or you're getting discouraged. All these things are understandable. But if you still want to do it, then you're probably just going through some setbacks, some obstacles. Stay on that path. But if you come back and you're like, honestly, I don't even want to do that no more. You know, I got far enough and close enough to it, and I'm like, I don't even want to. And that happens. And maybe that was why life took you through some things, to show you, boom, boom, boom. And you're like, you know, actually, I kind of would rather do this over here. You know, nothing's set in stone. If you ever truly feel like a dream isn't for you anymore, you know, it's okay to pivot, pick another dream. It's your life, there's no rules. But sometimes it will definitely seem like our dream life is not working out. We may have just, you know, a months or years of just forward progress, and we're like, oh yes, I did the right thing. I can tell, boom, boom, boom. And then we get slammed into like a brick wall, and we're like, wait a second, am I doing the right thing? I think it's a test. I think it's a learning experience. I think it's part of the process. That does not mean you need to quit. That does not mean you need to give up. It might just mean just keep going. You hit a brick wall, start chipping away at the brick wall. I'm going in that direction because that's where my goals are. I'm not being rerouted in any other direction. Well, I guess I got to get through this brick wall. And it might take me a year of doing something different to chip through this brick wall, but that's what I'm doing because I'm going after my dreams. That same whatever it is inside of us that gave us the courage to take those big leaps in the beginning is what we got to tap into to continue going. A lot of times we think the hardest work in building our dream life is in the beginning. Oh, I had to quit my job. I had to move across the country. I had to, let my walls down and start doing this, doing that. A lot of time, and there is in the beginning a lot of hard work. But sometimes I think along the way, there's some equally as hard, if not harder. You know, because in the beginning, you kind of have that motivation, you kind of have that excitement. 2 years into it, when things get rough, you don't really have that no more. And it's easy to just be like, it's not working out. You know, I'm just going to go back to whatever. And if you choose to do that, that's fine too. But if you really want that dream, if you know deep in your soul, this is what I'm here for, this is what I'm meant to do. Right now, it might not be bringing in money. Right now, it may not have me looking successful. Right now, it feels a little uncomfortable. Right now, I'm clueless as to what to do. But if we stay focused and realize this might just be part of it, it is part of it. Getting to your dreams is not going to be linear. Just think of that Greyhound bus analogy. If you ever been on the bus, you'll get it. Think of the hiking analogy. You know, you've done some long hikes, you know. You end up all kind of places you weren't expecting to be. I thought I was going to go see a waterfall. What are we doing? But you got to go through all of it to get where you're trying to go. And so that's my message for today, ladies and gentlemen. Please keep going after your dreams, even if it gets rough, even if it seems like it's not working out. Do the self-reflection, do the meditation, talk with people who really care about you about it before you give up, before you decide to go back and do something different. If that's really your goal, if that's really your dream, well, keep going after it. Even if that means you got to take some steps back, do some different things, keep that goal as your focus. Keep that goal as your North Star and keep going after it no matter what happens. I'd love to hear your thoughts about this in the comment box below. I also love each and every one of y'all. I will talk to y'all in the next video.